Okay, so the glue has had a chance to dry for quite some time now. It's very touch dry, so it should be sticky, but not too sticky. With pressure, it will definitely bond, but light pressure isn't enough to make a permanent bond at this stage. So the first thing that I'm going to do is locate the ends on each side of the wrap, okay, the exterior wrap. So this is where we used our 4mm punch to punch that nice little round curve in there. And what we're looking to do is aim for the partition leather on the inside. You can just about see it between the turnover there, okay? So it's covered in glue right now, but you can see where we've dyed it black. That's kind of where we want to aim for, so that the wrap can go across and onto the other side. So I'm going to start on one side and place it in there level with the bottom of the partition. Okay, just press it very lightly. That's all we need to do. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll level and press that in. Okay, so we're starting to get that shape in now. Really press in with your fingers, okay, underneath, get that shape in. And there's going to be a lot of tension here, 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 and here. All right, so where that leather starts to curve inwards, we're going to get tension. So what I'm going to do is relieve some of that tension just in those areas where it starts to turn. On the exterior, I'm just going to try and stretch some of that out, okay? Be very careful that you don't tear it. If you've gone for very thin leather and you've split it down to say 0.8 or something like that, this could be enough to tear it. But so what we need to do now is, as we turn in, we turn out, we want to stretch, so we want to pull all the time, looking out for creases. And I can see that edge coming across there now, level with the partition. Press it in and bond it to the partition. Same on the other side. Stretching, stretching. Use your thumb for support. Okay, so we've got a bit of contact with our partition on that side, so I'm going to leave that for a second and switch to this side. Same again, and then pressing in. And this is where it comes handy, the ability to undo it. If you haven't done this before, you might need a few attempts at this. Okay, so this is where we are right now. That's what it looks like. So you can see the leather has got a lot of tension on the outside, a little bit of compression on the inside. You can even see a crease there forming. How do we get rid of that? Lift and pull and press. Okay, see another crease there? It's soft. Lift, pull, stretch it out, and then press it down. And we're going to do that all the way around. A little bit of creasing is fine, a little bit of creasing is normal, but we want to try and get rid of as much as possible. That's good, that's looking good. Okay, so switching sides. Pull and press, pull and press. And this is one of the reasons why we made this cut where it's stretchy on its width. If you didn't, this would be very difficult to do. And it's one of the ways that we can avoid having to stitch a seam down the center and sandwich it between the layers, which is quite common. So we're using the natural tendency of the leather to stretch in one direction to our advantage. So we're not working against nature, we're working with it. Okay, before sealing the deal and pressing everything in, just have a look. Any mistakes, anything that we want to adjust at any point, because now's the time. So now just pinch those in the center and press them in. Doesn't matter if they don't perfectly line up, it doesn't matter at this point. Slightly longer on the edges there, a little bit of an excess, just to give you enough to pull over this part. If you're wondering, grabbing a bone folder, pressing that in. Okay, now this has turned out very nicely. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of going across all edges, pressing down that glue, that adhesive, and a little bit of sculpting at the same time. pressing in those skives, those 45-degree skives, pushing those in, it's all part of the decoration. And now just getting some edging pliers and then just going around just to reinforce that glue line.